Nowadays people know the price of everything, and the value of nothing. Men marry because they are tired, women because they are curious, both are disappointed. Between men and women there is no friendship possible. There is passion, enmity, worship, love, but no friendship. Crying is for plain women, pretty women go shopping. Suddenly at some moment in our lives we understand that we are no longer the actors, but the spectators. A man's face is his autobiography. A woman's face is her work of fiction. I like men who have a future and women who have a past. Always forgive your enemies because nothing annoys them so much. Truth, indeed, is a thing that is most painful to listen to and most painful to utter. We are all in the gutter, but some of us are looking at the stars. True friends stab you in the front. Women are meant to be loved, not to be understood. Be yourself, everyone else is already taken. To live is the rarest thing in the world. Most people exist, that is all. I can resist anything except temptation. The only way to get rid of a temptation is to yield to it. Experience is simply the name we give our mistakes. I have nothing to declare except my genius. We are all in the gutter, but some of us are looking at the stars. Men always want to be a woman's first love, women like to be a man's last romance. We live in an age when unnecessary things are our only necessities. Experience is one thing you can't get for nothing. To get back to one's youth, one has merely to repeat one's follies. Experience is merely the name men gave to their mistakes. Each man lived his own life and paid his own price for living it. The truth is rarely pure and never simple. Some cause happiness wherever they go, others whenever they go. A cynic is a man who knows the price of everything and the value of nothing. It is absurd to divide people into good and bad. People are either charming or tedious. Education is an admirable thing, but it is well to remember from time to time that nothing worth knowing can be taught. The world is a stage, but the play is badly cast. Art is the most intense mode of individualism that the world has known. All women become like their mothers. That is their tragedy. No man does. That's his. There is only one thing in the world worse than being talked about, and that is not being talked about. I am not young enough to know everything. I think that God in creating man somewhat overestimated his ability. Anyone who lives within their means suffers from a lack of imagination. The basis of every scandal is an immoral certainty. You are not young enough to know everything. If a man treats life artistically, his brain is his heart. The only reason one should never marry is because one should always be in love. Success is a science. If you have the conditions, you get the result. The only thing to do with good advice is to pass it on. It is never of any use to oneself. I have a simple taste, I am always satisfied with the best. We are each our own devil, and we make this world our hell. A gentleman is one who never hurts anyone's feelings unintentionally. Most people are other people. Their thoughts are someone else's opinions, their lives a mimicry, their passions a quotation. I don't want to go to heaven. None of my friends are there. The good ended happily, and the bad unhappily. That is what fiction means. Life is far too important a thing ever to talk seriously about. The books that the world calls immoral are the books that show the world its own shame. The only difference between the saint and the sinner is that every saint has a past, and every sinner has a future. The world is divided into two classes, those who believe the incredible, and those who do the improbable. I can believe anything, provided that it is quite incredible. One should always be a little improbable. Consistency is the last refuge of the unimaginative. I am not at all cynical, I have merely got experience, which, however, is very much the same thing. I love to talk about nothing. It's the only thing I know anything about. I am so clever that sometimes I don't understand a single word of what I am saying. I like men who have a future and women who have a past. Quotation is a serviceable substitute for wit. I have the simplest tastes. I am always satisfied with the best. The only way to get rid of temptation is to yield to it. To be popular one must be a mediocrity.